What's up, people? It's another edition of the Quant Edge Video Series presented by FantasySportsMarkets.com. My good friend Derek Brown is with me. I am Ben Heisler. Plenty to dive into ahead of Week 4, so it's time for our weekly Would You Rather segment. This is where we go through some of the tougher cash decision plays at quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end, and play a little game of Would You Rather. Who would you rather play when it comes to filling out your fantasy lineup? So, Debro, we will start at the quarterback spot. We're doing 3 this time. Normally we keep it to 2, but there are 3 really intriguing options at the quarterback spot. So who would you rather play? Matt Ryan at home versus Tennessee, Russell Wilson on the road at Arizona, or what about Phillip Rivers in that juicy matchup on the road against Miami?
Man, I think I'm leaning Rivers on this one, Benny. And I mean, I know a lot of people are not rushing to just jam in Phillip Rivers, but the matchup is there. You have the Dolphins that are giving up the second most DK points per game to opposing quarterbacks. And Rivers has been chucking the ball down the field this year. He is top 5 in pass percentage on passes that have an ADOT of 15 yards or higher. So give me all of Phillip Rivers this week.
For cash games, I think Rivers is absolutely the play if you're looking to be a little bit different. Matt Ryan's still chucking the ball around, and even though he's turned the ball a little bit over too much, the numbers are always fantastic at home, and I think this might be a good opportunity to bounce back over to Calvin Ridley when everybody is likely to be on Julio Jones. So I'll say Matt Ryan for purposes of this conversation. What about at running back? You have 2 intriguing guys with some very good matchups against some bad teams. Leonard Fournette goes on the road at Denver. He's the lone guy basically in that Jacksonville running back spot. And then Marlon Mack at home against the Oakland Raiders. Where do you go?
I'm going with Mack. I know I've been on the Mack train every single week, but I can't get off of it here. Look, you have Mack last year. He had 149 total yards versus the Raiders, 2 touchdowns. I think that's definitely in play here with the Raiders defense that's given up the 7th most rushing yards so far this season. Mack is going to get the ball. What are you locking him in for? 20, 25 touches? It's definitely in play, and he's going to get the goal line work. So it's all Marlon Mack.
If Jacksonville has the lead on the road at Denver, I think back to that Chicago Bears game in Week 2 where they were just trying to escape out of Denver with a win. Now, granted, it's a Denver team that's not particularly good, but I see game script going very much in Fournette's favor in the second half, whether it be in the running game, whether it be in the short passing game. I think he's the higher ceiling player in this game, even though Mack has a terrific home matchup, so I will side with Leonard Fournette when it comes to this matchup. Wide receiver, let's do another threesome for Who Would You Rather. You have Keenan Allen. Of course, maybe you can pair him up with Phillip Rivers on the road at Miami. Julio Jones against Tennessee at home. And DeAndre Hopkins at home against Carolina. 3 very talented receivers. Who do you choose?
Look, maybe I'm just staying on the Rivers train, but I got to go Keenan Allen here. And it's not just the matchup with the Dolphins that I'm attacking here. It's Keenan Allen. The dude is eating. He has over a 30% target share. He leads all wide receivers in air yards right now. Like, how do you not play this guy? He's auto-locked for me.
42 targets in 3 games for Keenan Allen. His least effective game was on the road against Detroit when he had 8 receptions for 98 yards and did not get into the end zone. So 98 yards is the smallest total on the season. The target share is there. And you said already leading in air yards. That's typically not his game. So they're using him in a whole new way that's really been impressive so far. I'm with you. Keenan Allen absolutely the play to go. Finally, at the tight end spot, a bit of a toss-up here between Darren Waller, who's going on the road at Indianapolis, has become that number 1 option for Derek Carr and the Raiders' pass offense, and Mark Andrews going up against Cleveland at home. Who do you like at tight end?
I know people are going to look at Cleveland and they're going to say, well, Delaney Walker, who is the old man, had 2 touchdowns to get them week 1. Dude, it's got to be Waller for me. He has 18% target share or above. I mean, dude's been like 30, 40% target share in every single week. You've got to get Waller. Indy is such a soft matchup in that zone coverage for tight ends. There are 2 auto plays in tight ends. And it's you play the tight end versus Arizona, or you play the tight end versus Indy. So I'm going with the Indy matchup.
Right. It also makes sense, too, that you like Marlon Mack, so you'd probably want some pass catchers on the Oakland side because more than likely Indianapolis in the second half is going to just be feeding Mack. So Darren Waller makes a whole lot of sense there. There you go. It's our Who Would You Rather plays for week number 4. Always curious to hear what you guys think as well. Also, you got plenty of articles coming up at the Quant Edge this week. What more should we look for?
Yeah, Thursday I'll be putting out my 10 stats article like always, and Friday wide receiver cornerback matchups, diving into the slate about which wide receivers, and some of these are not just like, oh, these matchup plays that are high owned and stuff. Last week had some MVS in there, so you got to get up in there, you got to get signed up. check out the matchup article.
Also, if you look below, you will see a promo code that says FF Sunday. That's $5 free at fantasysportsmarkets.com. Plus, just for watching, we'll give you another code, promo code TQE, gives you $5 free at fantasysportsmarkets.com. So already 2 promo codes, that's $10. That'll get you entered in one of our big GPPs with over $220,000 up for grabs in week 4 for the NFL. For Derek, I'm Ben. Thank you guys for watching. It's the Quant Edge Video Series presented by Fantasy Sports Markets. Be good.